slice this sample so we get slices that we can play. Now we're gonna start with the processing. Vocoder. We are gonna use the modulator. Hello, today we're gonna make PC music textures. My main inspiration for this is SOPHIE, but you can hear similar elements in H. Cook's music, umru's production, and even people outside PC music like, I don't know, Aphex Twin, Arca. You know, this is not exactly something any of those producers do, it's just what I do to get close to whatever they use. For this video, I'm gonna be using Serum 2, because there is this new Granular Oscillator. It has a bunch of different possibilities to modify or source to get a completely different result with the processing. This is gonna become more clear to you as we progress through the video, but I just wanted to make it very clear that you can use anything as the source. You can use a sample on an audio channel. That's gonna work as well. Also, if you don't have Serum 2, but you have Ableton, you can use Granular 3. There is a video about Granulator if you don't know how to use it, and we can achieve very, very similar results with this one. I really like Serum 2. For sound design, so many possibilities. Okay, what is this Granular Oscillator? So in Serum 2 we have these new oscillators. We have like a normal sampler here where we can throw any sample we want. It does have to be on WAV, so yeah, no MP3s. For example, this, we can play this. Something that I really appreciate from Serum is that if we change from sample to granular, the sample is going to stay. The same goes with spectral. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, I might do one for sound design using spectral oscillator. But for now, let's just focus on granular. Again, I recommend watching my Granulator video to understand the basics of granular synthesis. But yeah, we're basically breaking the sample into tiny sections called grains, which are going to repeat themselves like loop in really strange ways determined by what we do here with all of this. Just follow me if you are kinda lost. The idea now is to slice this sample so we get slices that we can play and make a very fast rhythmic loop to use as percussion. So we can do right click, slice auto, and as you can see we have this bar which is going to be like the sensitivity of each slice, how many slices. As you can see, when I play different keys, I am moving through the sample, which is what we want. Maybe less. I might change the sample now that I'm realizing I just threw this one without thinking. So now it's time to play with all of these parameters. But before doing that, we can establish a small loop by just drawing one note and then doing copy paste on top of each other until we have like 5 or 6, and then add an arpeggiator, and that's gonna make those notes move. We can change the rate, and we can also try different notes corresponding to different slices to see what happens. Now we can start to play with how this sounds. This is basically the shape of the loop. So in this case, it's very smooth because we have some fade in and out, but we can make it more punchy like this. The scan is gonna change everything. I just want you to remember that this is not a step-by-step tutorial. You can do as you please, and I really encourage you to do it. Different samples, use different settings. We can modulate any of this, like grab an LFO, throw it here. There is a lot we can do. We can also activate oscillator B, decrease the volume, and use it just as an FM modulator. So we can select FM from B. We can use an envelope. Doesn't seem like much right now, but trust the process. Feel free to add any effects, maybe some distortion. Keep in mind, we are gonna do a lot of processing after Serum, so this is still like controlling the source, but you have complete freedom. Experiment. maybe some distortion to make it a little bit dirtier. That's perfect. Now we're gonna start with the processing. In this case, I feel like we need a compressor first. We don't want to compress much. As soon as this starts moving, it's just to correct those small peaks. We are gonna use the makeup to get some volume. Okay, now we're gonna add Vocoder. This is the protagonist of this sound, but we are not gonna use it in a traditional way with a carrier. We are gonna use the modulator. And this is gonna help us turn this sound into a more watery-like sound. So what we wanna do is have dry wet 100%. The more vent we add, the more precise is going to be the transformation, but it also will consume more CPU, so be aware of that. This is what we got. I'm also going to increase the range to 18 here as the maximum and 20 as the minimum. I'm gonna add very quickly another compressor just so we can hear for the video. Okay, this is not necessary. Okay, and now we are interested in modulating two parameters, which are going to be the depth and the formant. Okay. I'm also may want to play with the release and the gate. And I'm trying to pay attention to what happens with the depth, because this is kind of useless. We don't want to go that far. What we want to do is modulate with an LFO. Okay, let's name this one depth. Name your things. It's gonna make everything easier in the long run, because you are gonna be coming back to this and changing values all of the time. Depends a lot on the source. So we're gonna map this to the depth, but we don't want the sine wave. That's way too predictable and boring. We want to go random, increase the rate, add some smooth. Remember, I don't want to go 100%. If we can avoid it, maybe less rate. Something like that for now is gonna do. I'm gonna duplicate and call this formant. And I'm gonna map the formant. And here I think I don't want to go that low and that high either. Now you want to go to multiband dynamics and add an OTT. This is like a monster, so use it wisely. Again, to your taste. It really depends on the sound that you are using as the source. But you can hear how the OTT is grabbing all of these little details, these water details from the vocoder translation of the source, and it's amplifying them, making them more noticeable and huge. Now we can go back to Serum before continuing with the processing to modify a little bit what's happening here, decide if we really like it, if not, if we want to try something else. Another thing I didn't mention is to play with the chorus pitch. We can also make like an envelope. After this, I'm gonna add the grain delay with the metal effect, link in the description to a tutorial on this so we don't waste time. But yeah, it's basically a grain delay with these settings you can copy. Now I'm gonna add some EQ because these bass frequencies are crazy. After this, I'm gonna add a drum bus. In my case, I want to use this as a percussive element on the background, so I really want it to be punchy. We can also come back and modify the vocoder modulations, play with the release. With the gate. With the rates, maybe more rate for the format. If there is any frequency that you like here, you can also experiment and try to amplify that with another EQ. Remember, we can also change the notes from the ARP. Maybe some reverb. Let's try adding a kick drum so we can tell what this is doing rhythmically. I'm gonna just go for a simple 4x4. We can add sidechain so the kick breaks with everything. Let's change the source to a different sound so we can see how that affects the final result. Maybe this small break. What I'm doing here is lowering the sustain from the amp envelope on Serum. Before it was like this. So I'm making it more. So now you can probably see that it's not a necessity to use Serum's Granular Oscillator. It's just something that I really like because it's really easy to move a few things and get a completely different source. Something that I would recommend once you have all of your processing is to group it all without the Serum. Let's select the group compressor and select this. Ctrl G, so you make like an audio effect rack, and we can pretty much have this closed and turn it off so we can hear what is actually going on with the Granular Oscillator. And if you're feeling extra motivated, you can start doing macros for each thing that we like to move, like this, depth, format, dry wet for grain delay, spray, feedback. We can add dry wet from the hybrid reverb, whatever you feel like. So if you come here, it's a lot easier. We can still close that. If you're feeling more inspired, you can start doing colors and stuff and basically save this device to use whenever you want. You only have to do it once. I didn't add distortion to this now that I'm thinking about it. I did add the drum bus, which has a little bit of drive, but distortion is essential. But we can even add like Serum effects and add the overdrive I really like. That's crazy. Another last tip that I would recommend, especially if you're doing percussive stuff, is to add some delay automations. So maybe duplicate this and try. you can add another delay but with a different time. I mean, that's just a quick example of what you can do with this sort of thing. I really hope you found this tutorial useful. If you did, please let me know, let your friends know, share this. Everything helps so more people can see this content and we can keep creating it. Be sure to check out sampleFocus.com. That's where I get most of my drum samples, everything. Sometimes I need very specific things, and the good thing about SampleFocus is that it's powered by its users. So every sample in there is uploaded by producers like you. So there's really no reason not to try it. I highly recommend it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.